यनञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्रीराधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam thematic series on the first three verses which deal with Sambandha, Vidheya and Prayojan. Up till now we have discussed in two classes the commentary of Srila Prabhupada, and in one class we began with the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We still did not go into the five different explanations. The Mangalacharan of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the other verses, what he has composed as a background, is what we saw in the third class. And today we will go to the first explanation of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I'll summarize first what we discussed in the last class. First of all, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur offers his Mangalacharan to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in one verse, and then to the Absolute Truth. And then he mentions how he has studied the Sandarbhas, the works of Sanatana Goswami, the Tika Sridhar Swami, and now he's producing this commentary. And he says, I'm rash in my attempt. That is because of my foolishness or the mercy of the Lord. If it is because of my foolishness, it will cause a mockery. And if it is the mercy of the Lord, then it will give bliss to the devotees. So that's how he expresses his humility. And then he offers his everything to the Krishna, who is the absolute truth, and he is very dear to the cowherd man. And then how Bhagavatam gives nectar to the devotees and denies it to the demons, he compares the Bhagavatam to the Mohini avatar. And what is this Bhagavatam? We saw these two verses, and the Anubandha Chatushtaya. We discussed this quite in detail. That every scripture has these four things: Adhikara, Vishaya, Prayojana, and Sambandha. And we saw in this context how Srimad Bhagavatam 111 to 113 mention this. Whose Adhikar is mentioned in 112? Nirmatsaranam Satam. And the Vishaya is Vedam Vastavam Vastu, that absolute reality. And the Sambandha is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. The Prayojan is to merge in bliss. Shukamukad Amrita Dravya Samritam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Pibata Bhagavata Rasamalayam is the goal. And we saw this Anubandha Chatushtaya in the form of a Praman, in the form of the Bhagavatam verse, where all these four things are mentioned. The Bhagavatam is compared to the torchlight, transcendental torchlight, the sun, and the matured fruit of the Vedic tree. It is compared to the Mohini avatar, and it is full of rasa. For all this, we saw various proofs. And he gives a very beautiful metaphor of how the Puranas and the Itihasas are like night watchmen. And Krishna, whenever he incarnates, it's like the sun at scheduled times. But when he's not there, it's like darkness. Now Krishna has gone, so another sun in the form of the Srimad Bhagavatam has come. Just like the night watchmen guard the wealth, similarly, the satisfaction of the heart is stolen by mental speculation and misinterpreters. And the dharma prevails, then in the form of dharma, yada yada dharmasya, Krishna is now incarnated in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is where we completed our discussion. So let's today go, after setting this background in his commentary, now he goes to the first explanation of the verse. So let us go to the first explanation. Okay, I'll recite the verse. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Tonvayaditaraschateshu Abhignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kave Muyanti Yatsuraya Tejo Varim Mridam Yatha Vinamayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakohakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this is Vishwanath Chakravarti translation of the first explanation. So let us see the translation. Let us meditate upon the absolute truth Krishna. Satyam Param Dhimahi. Who is the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction of this universe? As the material and efficient cause. Janmade yasya yataha. Anvayad itarascha. So Prabhupada translated Anvaya itara as directly and indirectly, but here Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur translates it as who is the material and the efficient cause. Since he is the only knower of objects and the only independent being, Arteshu Abhigna Swarat. He knows everything. Abhigna is conscious, he is cognizant of everything. Who revealed the Vedas to Brahma within his mind? Tene Brahma Ridha Ya Adi Kavaye. Who is difficult to understand even for the learned. Muyanti Yat Suraya. Whose body is thought to be made out of matter due to illusion, just as one mistakes fire, water, and earth for each other. Tejo Varem Radam Yata Vinamayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha. And who negates all false arguments regarding his existence by possessing a transcendental, inconceivable form by the strength of devotees experiencing him through his Swarupa Shakti. Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Uhakam. So this is Vishwanath Chakra Thakur's translation, which is a little different from how Prabhupada has translated for his first explanation. We will go into a detail about this. Now, just about the commentary on 111. Srila Prabhupada himself gave a 10-page commentary on this verse, which we went through. And then this is one of the longest purports of Srila Prabhupada. In fact, the longest one is, anyone knows which is the longest purport of Srila Prabhupada in the Bhagavatam commentary? Anyone knows on which verse he has given one of the longest commentaries? I suppose devotees have been regularly studying the Bhagavatam. It is on Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Prahlad Maharaj, when he quotes this verse. So that's one of the longest purports. This is also one of the longest purports. And Srila Prabhupada lectured on this verse for 7 times. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur spoke for 30 days on this verse, just on this one verse. Baldev Vidyabhushan, who is usually terse, wrote long purport. Baldev Vidyabhushan commentary is always very short. But on this verse, he wrote a long purport. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur gave 5 explanations and also multiple meanings. So we will be looking into these 5 explanations. Jiva Goswami explained this verse in Krishna Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, and Krama Sandarbha. Not Karma Sandarbha, it is Krama Sandarbha. The Krama Sandarbha. And then Srinath Chakravarti wrote elaborate commentaries on this verse. Anyone knows the famous verse of Srinath Chakravarti, which we usually recite, which is considered as the essence of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy? Anyone knows what is the verse which he had composed on the essence of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy? Anyone knows? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
No, bro, I don't know.
Oh, Tirthpad Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Prabhu. No, Prabhu. If I just guess, Prabhu, Aradhya Bhagavan.
Yeah, that is the verse. It's the essence of Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy, which Mahaprabhu, it was composed by Srinath Chakravarti Thakur. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavado Vargainaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatrartana Paraha. So our Aradhya Bhagavan is Vraja Krishna, Vrajatanayas, and his abode is Vrindavan. So we are worshippers of Krishna in Vrindavan, not in Dwarka or Mathura. And how do we worship Krishna? Ramya Kachita Upasana, following in the footsteps of the gopis. That is the Madhurya Ras. And where is the proof? Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Amalam. And what is the prayojan? Prema Pumarto Mahan. And whose opinion this is? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam. So Srinath Chakra Thakur's famous commentary is called as the Chaitanya Manjusha or the Chaitanya Mata Manjusa. So he also wrote elaborate commentaries. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatana Goswami discuss this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. In the Sanatana Shiksha, Mahaprabhu discusses this verse. Vamsidhar is another Acharya, gave 100 explanations on this commentary. 100 explanations. And Satyabhinava Tirtha is one in the Madhva Sampradaya, gave 51 meanings for this verse. So in the Ramayana, there are 7 khandas, so 7 explanations based on the Ramayana. Then there are 18 cantos in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sorry, there are 18 parvas in the Mahabharata. So based on that, 18. Then there are 12 cantos in the Bhagavatam, and there are 4 Adhikarana chapters in the Vedanta Sutra. And the 10 refers to the Dashavatar. So 51 meanings he gave on this verse. And he also wrote 20 additional commentaries just on this verse. And Krishna Samskar Shastri book has more than 15 commentaries on this verse. So that's the importance of verse 1. And today we will be beginning our study of the first explanation among the 5 explanations of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur. Okay. So we are now familiar with the Tatastha Lakshan and the Sarupa Lakshan. We saw this even in Prabhupada's commentary. What is Tatastha Lakshan and Sarupa Lakshan? And we will now see that all the acharyas, I'm just putting the Gaudiya acharyas, I'm just briefly going through. All the acharyas commented from different angles of vision, but you can see that there is a harmony. So Dhimai Dhyaya Mahaya. Let us meditate on Param. Param is the Supreme Lord, Satyam is the real, and Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuham, Sridhar Swami says, who by his own splendor is always free from deception. And Janma Adhyasya Ata, which is Tatastha Lakshana, creation, maintenance, destruction, this is the same. Anvaya Itara, Sridhar Swami says, because of his connection with real things and disconnection with unreal things. Anvaya is real thing connection and Itara is disconnection. Arteshu is same, Swarat is same, Tene Brahma, Muyanti is same, and Tejo Varim is same, and Yatra Trisargom Amrisha, by the reality of whom even the false creation is perceived as real. So that's how Sridhar Swami comments. This is Jiva Goswami's Krama Sandarbha. Again, it is practically the same, the Swarupa Lakshan and the Tatastha Lakshan. I'm not going into detail of each of the Swarupa and Tatastha Lakshan, what the Acharyas have commented. Srinath Chakravarti, I mentioned, Chaitanya Manjusha. Dhamna Svena Sada, he says, who killed Kamsa and other demons and reduced the burden of earth. So like that, every Acharya has a different rasa and flavor in his translation based on the inspiration and the mood, what he's experiencing while writing their commentaries. Baldev Vidyabhushan also commented on the Bhagavatam, which is called as the Vaishnava Nandini. And now only the first canto and the 10th canto are available, which is being already translated by Banu Maharaj. And Muyanti Yat Suraya, here he comments as who bewilders even the learned like Brahma and Indra in the Vatsharan and the Govardhan Leela respectively. So some of the acharyas, even in the Madhu Sampradaya like Vijay Jvajatirtha, they have compared that Muyanti Yatsure as even this present Brahma is bewildered, the previous Brahmas were bewildered, and the future Brahmas are also going to get bewildered. So like that, there are different flavors. So I have just mentioned a few of the Sarupa and Tatastha Lakshan, what the Gaudiya Acharyas have given. Now, if you remember, the Bhagavatam is compared to the transcendental torchlight, the sun, and the matured fruit of the Vedic desire tree, rasa. So based on this comparison, Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has given 5 different explanations. So today we will begin with the first explanation. For the first explanation will take today and tomorrow the class. So the first explanation is giving deliverance from misery through general understanding of the Lord. So that is the explanation. And Prabhupada also followed this explanation, if you can see in his purport. And the Vishaya, I mentioned, there is Anubandha Chatushtaya, Adhikari, Vishaya, Sambandha, and Prayojan. So the Vishaya here is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And who are the Adhikaris? The Satam, the devotees. The Sambandha is Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, for serving the book Bhagavata and devotee. And what is the goal? To experience prema and relish rasas. And the characteristics, the Puran characteristics is Sarga and Nirod. That's what the first explanation reveals, because it is Adhyatma Deepam. Vishnu Chakra Thakur in his commentary to Yasvanubhavam Akil Shruti Saram Ekam Adhyatma Deepam Yasvanubhavam Akil Shruti Saram Ekam Adhyatma-deepam mati-titirshitam tamo-andam. So Adhyatma-deepam, there he mentions with respect to the Lord creating through his Bhairanga Shakti this material universes. So that's why the Puranic characteristics are restricted to Sarga and Nirodha here. That's the first point. Now it is interesting. We know in the first class we discussed that there are these 10 topics. Atra Sarga Visargasya San Poshana Mutaya Manvanta Rishanukata Mukti Nirod Ashaya. So Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas mentions that all these 10 topics are spread in the entire 12 cantos. But there is, in some of the cantos, more emphasis on particular topic. And that's why you can say that the third canto deals with Swarga, the fourth canto with Visarga, the fifth canto with Sthana, and Poshanam is sixth canto, seventh canto is Uti, eighth canto is Manvantara, ninth is Ishanukata, Ashra is 10th, Mukti is 11th, and Nirod is 12th canto. But Jiva Goswami makes a point that all these 10 topics are spread in the entire Bhagavatam. And Srila Prabhupada, his first canto, what did he title the first canto is? Anyone knows? Anyone remembers? Raise your hands. What did he give the title for the first canto? Srila Prabhupada. What did he give the title as? What is the first canto title? Anyone knows or no? I hope everyone sees the front cover of the Bhagavatam before studying the Bhagavatam. What is the title he gave, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji? Anil Prabhuji, what is the title he gave?
Sorry, Prabhuji, no, don't.
Hey, anyone else? Yes, Tirthpad Prabhuji.
Creation, Prabhuji.
Creation, yes. So the first canto Prabhupada titled it as Creation. And Prabhupada is such an expert and apt that he titled this first canto as Creation, but you might think, where is creation mentioned in the first canto? But right this verse of the Bhagavatam, the first verse of the Bhagavatam is speaking about creation, Janmadesyata. In the first canto, second and third chapter, creation is discussed. In the uh, the queens of uh, Dwarka speak about the creation in some of the verses. So many places in the first canto, this verse, second chapter, third chapter, even Queen Kunti in her prayer speaks about the creation. Uh, so like that, creation is there. So Prabhupada aptly titled the first canto as creation. So this is the first explanation. Now, more powerful than the lamp is the sun. So that is the second explanation. More powerful, destroying misconceptions of demons, bringing joy to devotees. And here the Vishaya is also Krishna, but he is the darling of Vrindavan. So here also Krishna is the Vishaya, but more from the Tattva point of view in the first explanation. But in the second explanation, Krishna is the Vishaya more from the Rasa point of view. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. That is the absolute truth definition. So this is more from the Rasa point of view that Krishna, who reciprocates in different relationships in uh, with his devotees in Vrindavan, and he doesn't maintain the identity of Bhagwan. Here, Bhagwan as an absolute truth is being more described here in the first explanation, which is Adhyatma Deepa, Bhagwan who creates. But here, Krishna is not engaged in, creation pastimes in Vrindavan. He is engaged in just Leela with his devotees. And who are the adhikaris? The adhikaris are the devotees, but more specifically, Nirmatsaranam, the pure devotees. Here it is. Again, the sambandha is Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. The Prayojan is experiencing prema and relishing the rasas. The Purana characteristics are Visarga, Sthana, Poshanam, Uti, Manvantara, Ishanukata, and Mukti, which is spread in many of the cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, the third comparison of the Bhagavatam was done to the matured fruit of the Vedic desire tree. And this is Rasa. So, the third, fourth, and the fifth explanation of Vishnu Chakra Thakur is revealing Rasa. The third explanation reveals the Madhura Rasa, which is the Madhuri Ras. And who are the Adhikaris? The devotees. Again, the Sambandha is Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Prayojan is experiencing prema and relishing the rasas. And the Purana characteristic is Ashraya, 10th canto, Madhuri Ras. And here, in the fourth explanation, it goes deeper into the rasa in terms of revealing Srimati Radharani, Radha and Krishna. And again, who are the adhikaris? The rasikas. And here, Sambandha is the same, Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. And the Prayojan is experiencing prema, Ashraya is the Purana characteristics. The fifth explanation is it reveals pure bhakti. And the Vishaya is bhakti here. Adhikari are the devotees, and the Sambandha is Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Prayojan is experiencing prema and relishing rasa. And the Purana characteristics is Ashraya. Okay, so Anil Prabhuji, you have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This in Adhikari, where we have mentioned in brackets for devotees like Rasika and Nirman,
Nirmatsaranams.
Nirmatsaran. What is the difference between these categories of devotees?
Okay. Satam are devotees in general who are studying the Bhagavatam, who are still not, by practicing sadhana bhakti, attained sadhya, perfection. They are practicing devotees, they are not perfected devotees. Whereas the Nirmatsaranam are those who are accomplished devotees, who are perfected devotees, who are actually able to enter into the 10th canto and relish rasa. So these are more advanced devotees. And Further, those who are Nirmatsaranam, they are Rasikas, who know the science of rasa, and they have entered into rasa. Any of the rasas like um, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, and especially the third, fourth, and the fifth explanations are dealing with Madhurya Ras. So these are those who are relishing rasa, the Rasikas. So
So
like that,
when
there is
the people like us who are not falling in any category, I am talking for myself. How when we approach some devotee, how it can be identified, so that we should try to get his blessings, that he is in Rasika mode.
first of all, we have to only stick on to the first explanation. We are devotees.
ठीक है प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण.
We are devotees, and we should more understand the tattva of Krishna, how Krishna is Bhagwan, how he does this creation. So the more we study the first canto, the second canto, the third canto, the fourth canto, fifth canto, like that, 9 cantos we should study. And slowly by Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, as we study and practice our sadhana, then we'll become more further and further qualified. Okay. Are there any questions? Any other questions up till now? Okay. Yes, Sunita Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, some explanation for Nirmat Saranam.
Some explanation for
Achieve that level. Nirmat Saranam.
Prabhupada translates Nirmatsaranam Satam as one who is 100% pure at heart. That's the explanation for Nirmatsaranam Satam. Here, 100% pure in heart. That means absolutely free from envy, zero envy. The heart is, as also Rupa Goswami says in the Updeshamrit, Nindadi Shunya Hridaya Ipsitam Sangalabdva. Nindadi Shunya. One whose heart is free from criticism. So that is the Uttamadhikari or the Mahabhagavat. So that is the explanation. I hope it is satisfactory to you, Mataji.
Still, practically, how is it possible?
Practically, how is it possible? We have to become free from envy. We have to become free from the 6 anarthas: lust, anger, pride, greed, illusion, envy. And lust to a deeper degree is greed, to a deeper degree is envy. And lust manifests when you become angry. From calm manifests krodha. And moha is illusion. Illusion is you fall in such illusion that because of greed, sometimes people kill their own family members just out of greed. So that's how you put others in illusion, and you come to know that there is deep-rooted greed. And envy, which is there in the heart, manifests when there is pride in the heart. So these are the anarthas, and by sincerely hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting, we purify the heart from these anarthas. And the more we get purified, the more we are free from these anarthas. Is it clear? Okay. Any other questions up till now? Okay, so we've still not started with the first explanation. Okay, let's begin with the first explanation now. So let us meditate upon or worship Dhimahi, Param, to the highest limit, Satyam, that supreme Lord who exists in all time and space. Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasakuham, the Lord's form shining with power and sweetness, increasing at every moment, which belongs only to the Lord and which is thus extraordinary, Svena, throughout all the three phases of time, Sada. All false arguments, Kuhakam, about the Lord are negated, Nirasta. These are the Sarup Lakshan we saw. This is the translation of the verse of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur's first explanation. Janmadi Asyata, he says, from whom arises creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe. Asya. Anvayaditara, because he is the material and efficient cause of this universe. So this we will look into now when we go into the explanation. Arteshu Abhigna, the Lord is fully conscious, Abhigna, concerning all matters relating to the creation and destruction of all real objects, Arteshu. Swarat, Vishnu Chakra Thakur says, he controls everything by himself, Swayam Rajate, through his spiritual Sarupa, non-different from himself. That is Swarat. And Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kadave, who revealed Tene, the Vedas. The Vedas are called as Brahma. Knowledge of himself to Brahma. Brahma is different and Brahma is different. Brahma is Vedas and Adi Kave refers to Brahma. He received it in his mind, Hridaya. Muyanti at Suraya, for even the greatly learned are bewildered about this. And how? Tejo Varim Mridam Yata Vinamayo. Just as light may appear to be water, or water may appear to be earth, or earth in forms like glass may appear to be like water to an ignorant person, it is like reversal, one thing appearing as another, Vinamaya. If somebody is in a water body for a long time, just like Markandeya Rishi was floating in the devastating waters, and because he was in water, he was seeing some land, and actually that was illusion. You know? And sometimes when you're in earth, like in the desert, you see the mirage, you see the appearance of water. So that's how one appears to be another. So yatra trisargo brusha, forms are made of the three gunas, must be temporary. In this way, one falsely, Mrisha, thinks that the perfect spiritual form of the Lord to be made of three gunas. So just like because you are on land, earth, and you see water, similarly, because you are made of three gunatmaka, the body is made of three gunas, and you see Krishna, and you think Krishna is also made of three gunas. Avajananti mam muda manusham tanumashita. So that is, illusion. That's how Vishwanath Chakra Thakur translates the verse for his first explanation. Now, we know that the Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. And natural commentary means that it's not that every Vedanta Sutra verse is commented in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. It means that the Vedanta Sutra is explained more in detail in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, in his first explanation, mentions that he maps that the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam 111, the Brahma Sutras 111, 112, 3, 4, 5, and 6 have been explained. So how is that? Let us see. And we will also see the commentary of Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, how he is explaining it. We will take 3 and explain also Vishwanath Chakra Thakur's commentary. Tattva Samanvayat, we will go in more detail. And while refuting the Purva Paksha, we will see the 5th and the 6th explanation also. 16th Sutra of Vedanta Sutra. So, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, let us inquire about Brahman. So, Satyam Param Dhimai. So that is corresponding explanation in the Bhagavatam verses, Satyam Param. Let us meditate on the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is Brahman. And this explanation, I think, yeah, it is here. Now, before also we go into these 2 explanations, what is a commentary? In the Parashar Puran, it is mentioned, Padacheda Padarth Ukti Vigraha Vakya Yojana Apekshasya Samadhanam Vyakhyanam Panchalakshanam. Vyakhya is the explanation. Panchalakshanam, there are 5 things. Padacheda. Padacheda means breaking, because the words are formed using sandhi and you break it. And that's why Prabhupada, you see, has the word-to-word meaning. And padartha. So after you break the word, then what is the artha? What is the meaning? Vigravakya. Vigravakya is deep going into the Vyakarana or the Sanskrit grammar and finding the root of the meaning of the words. So Vigravakya, Vigravakya Yojana. And then there is Apeksha, Apekshasya. Apeksha is refuting the opponent arguments. And Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is going to refute many of the opposing arguments when he gives his explanation. Especially, let us not meditate on the absolute truth. Let us meditate on time. Or let us meditate on, Prakriti. Or let us meditate on Brahma. So why he gives this Purvapaksha and he refutes that argument. So that is Apeksha. And Vishwanath Chakra Thakur commentary explains this. We will go into this detail, but right for now, this is the definition of commentary. And these are the 5 components. So we will go into this in a little detail, but let us come to the first explanation of the Vedanta Sutra, which is here, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Let us inquire about Brahman. So let us go into Vishnu Chakra. In the beginning of the work, the author, Srila Krishna Dvapayan, the crown jewel among acharyas, invokes auspiciousness with meditation on his cherished deity. His cherished deity is Vasudevaya, because that's why he says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Param means to the highest limit. Satyam means that Supreme Lord who exists in all time and space. Dhimai means let us worship or meditate on. So Dhimahi here you can see is plural. So not only Vyasdev is offering his meditation and prayers to the absolute truth, his cherished deity, but along with Vyasdev are all his disciples, and he is offering this prayer to all in the future also, who will become devotees and worship the Lord. So everyone he is including. So that's why here it is Dhimai, it is plural. Plural indicates all the jivas continuing in time and space as part of one's own group, and thus indicates teaching them meditation by these instructions. So he's teaching not only his own disciples who are present there with him, but everyone is a disciple of Vyas, because we are studying Vyas scriptures. So he becomes like our, guru. So all jivas, including all jivas, let us worship and meditate on the absolute truth. So that's the mood here of Vyasdev. Now he says the meaning of the sutra Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Let us inquire. Inquire into whom? The absolute truth. Is indicated from this, since meditation alone is the result of inquiry. So Brahma also sat in meditation. He had an inquiry that where is the source? Where is my source? And he sat into meditation. So Atato Brahma Jigyasa is explained by Satyam Param Dhimahi. I hope up till now it is clear. Any questions or clarifications about Atato Brahma Jigyasa as Satyam Param Dhimahi? Yes, Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam. Prabhu, Dhimahi in case of devotees, does it refer to chanting the mantra and meditating on mantra?
Yes, definitely. Because when we are chanting and hearing the mantra, we should meditate on the meaning of the mantra also. So this is called as Mantra Artha Chintanam by Sanatana Goswami in the Hari Bhakti Vilas. And chanting becomes more deeper when you meditate on the meaning of the mantra. So let us meditate on the absolute truth. And that absolute truth is, who creates, maintains, and destroys this universe. So it will come up now further. So yes, it means that. Any other clarifications up till now? Okay. So now let us go to the further explanation of how Janmadaya Seyata is, Vedanta Sutra verse, how it is explained. Because again, here also the same term is used, Janmadaya Seyata. There's no difference. So let us see that also, but okay. The Lord's supreme power is indicated in this verse with Janmadhyasya Yata. It is in Bhagavatam 111 and it is in Vedanta Sutra 112. Let us meditate on the Supreme Lord, from whom Yata arises creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe. Asya, this, this it is referring to this universe, Asya. Janmadi. Janmadi means it includes Janma, that is Shrishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. So that's how Janmadi refers to. Okay. Now, Shastriyonitvat. Scripture is the source of knowledge. This also is proved. How? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is the sun among all scriptures, while all other scriptures are like night watchmen. That initially we saw that metaphor also, where Vishwanath Chakra Thakur explains. Jeev Goswami in his Sandarbhas, especially in the Tattva Sandarbhas, establishes that how, the highest Praman is the Shruti, the four Vedas. But today in Kali Yuga, Vedas are not accessible. First of all, 96% of the Vedas are lost. And the Shruti are very terse. Nobody can decipher them, nor they can pronounce them. So literally to know the absolute truth to the Shrutis is very difficult. So that's why we have to turn to the Smriti Shastras. And then Jeev Goswami goes on to prove that the Smriti Shastras, which the Puranas and the Itihasas comprise, the Pancharatras, are equal to the Shruti Shastras. In fact, they are called as the fifth Veda. And he gives various quotations from the Shastra to prove that. And they are equally important, especially. And then among the Puranas, how Srimad Bhagavatam stands the topmost. It is the Chakravarti Samrat. It is the Chakravarti Samrat. And it is called as the Nirnayaka Shastra. And all other Shastras are called as Nirnayatara Shastra. Because Shastra means the Shad Darshan. There is the Nyaya, Vaishishika, Sankhya, the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, the Purva Mimamsa, or the Karma Mimamsa, and then there is Uttar Mimamsa of Vyasdev. And Uttar Mimamsa refers to the Vedanta Sutra. And Vyasdev himself, but in his highest maturity, based on the instructions of Narad Muni, wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost scriptural source for us. And that's what also even Jiva Goswami proves it in the Tattva Sandarbha. Okay, so that is also now taken care. Okay, fine. Okay. Now let us come to Tattu Samanvayat. By Anvaya and Vitirik, it is reconciled. And the parallel verse for this Vedanta Sutra verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam is Anvayat Itarascha. Lord is the Upadan and Nimitt Karan of this universe, inclusive and exclusive of the creation, different and non-different from this universe. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, for this Anvaya Itarascha, he gives three different explanations, and we will see now those three different explanations. So this is the first explanation, the first meaning. Now, I'm just directly quoting Vishwanath Chakra Thakur's commentary so that we can better understand it. Now, is time to be meditated upon? That was the previous statement here, which is not here. He says no. Time is not to be meditated. Why? With time, there is creation, and with time there is maintenance, and as the passage of time there is destruction. So time is the cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction. So we should meditate on time. No, that is answer of Vishnu Chakra Thakur. That's how he refutes. The Lord is the cause because he is the material and efficient cause. Anvaya itarascha. Anvaya itara. Anvaya and its opposite. Anvaya is, and its opposite is itara. Can mean Anvaya Vetirek, which in talking about causality refers to cause and effect. Anvaya Vetirek, cause and effect, the law of causality. The Lord in relation to the universe is like the earth, which as a material cause is inherent in the pot, and the pot, which is an effect. So there is the cause and there is the effect. The cause of this creation is the Prakriti, which is compared to the mud, and the pot is the effect, is inherent in its material cause, the earth. So the example Vishwanath Chakra Thakur is giving is that of the mud pot, the mud, and the potter's wheel, and the potter. Now the potter's wheel, which is like time, there is the mud, which is the Prakriti, and then there is the pot, because from the mud, the cause, the effect in the form of the pot comes out. So the pot is like this universe. So can just the mud and the potter's wheel produce a pot? It's not possible. There has to be the potter. So that's how, because that's why the Lord is the material and the efficient cause. Thus, this phrase means that the Lord is the material cause, upadan karan. The word cha indicates the efficient cause, nimitta karan, which in time, because of the Lord, takes the form of time to influence prakriti. There is no doubt the potter's wheel required, but the Lord ultimately has to take the mud and give shape and rotate the wheel, kala. So he is both the upadan karan and the nimitta karan. Thus, the Lord is the cause, Janma, by being the material, Anvayad Itara, and the efficient cause, Cha. So, this is the first meaning of Anvaya Itara, the material Upadan Karan and the Nimitta Karan. The second explanation of Anvaya, or the word Anvaya, meaning inclusion or entrance into, can also indicate that the Lord is the cause and destruction, Janmadi, because everything enters the Lord. The universes enter into the Lord at destruction and issues from him at the time of creation. So inclusion means entrance, and the universes, when they are destroyed, they enter into the Lord. And during the time of creation, the universes issue out from the Lord. Itara then indicates division of matter taking place at the level of secondary creation outside the Lord. So the Lord is inside as well as outside. So the secondary creation done by Brahma, the division of the 14 planetary systems and all. That means the Lord is the basis, Adhishtrata Karan, of the whole universe, just as water is the basis of earth and fire is the basis of water. Thus, the Lord is that person from whom creation, maintenance, and destruction takes place, because everything is contained within him, Anvayat, and everything in the secondary creation is outside of him, but based on him, Itaraha. So that is a second meaning of Anvaya Itara. That the whole creation, maintenance, and destruction is contained within him, and it is outside of him. It is inside as well as outside. The third meaning of Anvayatara, or the word Anvaya, meaning sequence, can mean the Lord is creation and destruction, because he is the whole sequence of creation, maintenance, and destruction. So this is the third meaning he is giving. The Lord enters into the universe as the final agent of causality in the process of creation. He enters the universe as the final agent for dispensing the results of action and maintenance. And he enters the universe in the form of Shiva as the final agent in the process of destruction. So, although the universes were floating in the Karan Oceana, but there was no life in it. Only when the Lord entered into it. So, he's the final agent of causality in the process of creation. And only when the Lord entered as Vishnu to maintain the universe, then the universe maintenance is there. And only when the Lord enters as Shiva, the final agent, then the destruction happens. So like that, in all sequence, Janmadi is giving the whole sequence here as the meaning of Anvaya. In this explanation, it should be understood that the cause includes within itself the effect, and the Lord as cause enters into the effect, the universe. The Lord is the cause of this universe, the effect is the universe. The Lord, as the cause, glances at Pradhan, and the effect is, there is universe, the manifestation of Mahatattva. From the Mahatattva, the whole universe is formed, cause and effect, like that. Thus, the Lord is identified as creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe. So that is the meaning of Anvaya Itaraha. The universe itself is kept at a distance from the Sarup of the Lord by the use of the descriptive word Itaraha, different. Since the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the universe is different from the Lord's Sarup Shakti. So the creation, maintenance, and destruction are different from his Sarupa Shakti, by which he manifests his own form and the spiritual world. And the manifestation of the material universes is when the Lord unites with the Bahiranga Shakti. And that's how it is different. Cha indicates it is non-different from Maya Shakti. So this is the third explanation of Anvaya Itara. If you remember, how the Lord is different and non-different from the universe. He's different from the universe and non-different from the universe. That's the explanation which Vishwanath Thakur is discussing here. Thus, Anvaya Itaracha means the Lord is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer, since he is non-different from the universe in its phases of creation, maintenance, and destruction. But this universe is different from his Swarupa and non-different from his Maya Shakti. So the universe is non-different from the Lord and different. Achinta Veda Veda Tattva. So that is the first. So thus the first line of the two Vedanta Sutra Janmadhyasya and Tattu Samanvayat. Tattu Samanvayat has been spoken. So there is a footnote here. The usual meaning is this, that the Lord is the creator is known from the confirming statements of scripture. However, here it can also mean the Lord is the creator because he is the material and efficient cause. So there is just a footnote on this Tattva Samanvayat. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, any commentary has to have the, the opposing arguments. I mentioned apekshasya, samadhanam. So now the opposing arguments, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one after the other, he will refute the opposing Purva Paksha. He will take one Purva Paksha and he'll oppose that. So that we will see in tomorrow's class. Any questions or clarifications up till now? Anyone has any questions, clarifications? Virendra Yadav Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhu, there is a mention Upadan Karan and
Nimitta
Nimitta.
Karan. Yes.
So Upadan Karan refers to
material cause. That is, he creates the upadan, the ingredients for the creation. The prakriti, which is the mud.
Right. And Nimitta is efficient.
The efficient cause. Because without him, without the potter, the mud on its own cannot transform into a pot.
Yes. Thank you.
Any other questions? The first explanation is technical and philosophical, and one should study before one wants to relish rasa. One has to study tattva, and as you churn tattva, rasa will come. But without going through the trouble of churning to the tattva, if one wants to relish rasa, then he'll become sahaji, sahajiya. So that's why one should study, tattva very nicely, and that's why Prabhupada also based his first verse explanation based on tattva only. Yes, Anil Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Only one thing in third last slide, just before we finish, it was mentioned like Maya Shakti is also coming in kind of temporary this thing. So that means we say Maya Shakti that gets destroyed. How to interpret that?
Maya Shakti gets destroyed. Where is
Just-
Maya Shakti?
Just in your slide, can you present that? I will refer the verse.
There is
If I
no
am not
mention
wrong.
that he is not different from his Maya Shakti, it is mentioned.
Universe is there.
The universes are created because of, because of the Maya Shakti, which is Durga personified. But Maya Shakti gets destroyed. The Shakti is there. Shaktis are always there with the Shaktiman.
Okay, Prabhuji. I might have understood wrong way.
Yes. Okay, any other questions? So tomorrow we'll continue and finish the first explanation, and then the second, third, fourth, fifth explanations are very simple. It will not take much time and it's more relishable also. So that we will continue further discussion. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.